Are globe earthers stupid? What would it take for you to change your mind or to be convinced that you maybe were wrong this whole time?
Hmm.
Do you think you'd get along with Dan, Creaky, MC Toon if they were your neighbor?
It doesn't stop the stalkers, though. I think you're also going to get some sometime. Don't worry. You'll get-
What's up, everybody? I'm back with another conversation, and today I'm speaking with Flatzoid.
Yo, Flurfs.
If you didn't figure it out based on the title of the video, Flatzoid is a flat earther and content creator and live streamer on YouTube. We covered a variety of topics, but before we get into that, let's cover some terminology. Alexa, define glober.
Glover is usually defined as a person who makes or sells gloves.
Let's try something else. Alexa, define anti-flat earther.
Anti-puncture reinforcement throughout the tires.
Alright, anyway, we also discussed how he came to believe the earth is flat, what it would take for him to change his mind and believe we're on a globe, what it would take for me to believe we live on a flat earth, why anyone would try to keep the shape of the earth a secret, and other things. Big thanks to Flatzoid for the conversation. He has a live stream show almost every day of the week over on his channel, Flatzoid's Perspective. It's a lot of fun. He's always talking with people in the chat. I recommend going to subscribe to him. Make sure you get notified the next time he goes live. Link will be in the description below. If you enjoyed this conversation and want to see more like this, let me know by hitting those like and subscribe buttons. I really do appreciate every single like and new subscriber. Alternatively, if you didn't enjoy it and I just wasted your time, at least leave me a mean comment. Here's some inspiration.
I don't like your jerk-off name. I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off behavior. And I don't like you.
Now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Are globe earthers stupid?
No.
Yes.
No.
I'd say a lot of them are dishonest, though.
Really?
Anti-flat earthers, to be precise, because it's different. I try and categorize in two different things. You get a glober, and I mean, just ordinary people that believe the globe, they've been indoctrinated. They don't, then they hear it and they're like, oh yeah, I thought, I think about it, and they just go on with their lives. They don't really care. That's to me normal glober. Then you get the anti-flat earthers, like the FTFEs and all of them. But that's their bread and butter kind of thing, to try debunk the flat earth, you can say. Because in my opinion, that there's a lot of arguments that they know it's actually flat, but obviously they can't concede. Think about it. If you've got a channel that's large and your whole support system is based upon your narrative debunking the flat earth, you're obviously going to have to keep with that. You know what I mean? So that's why I say anti-flat earther side, I would say, is to an extent, yeah, dishonest when it comes to some things. I'm not going to say all flat earthers are honest either, because if you know me, I've even spoken about a lot of flat earthers, called them out and told how dishonest they are. So
Yeah,
it's
you
just
have.
one of those.
And that hasn't gone unnoticed. As you saw, Dan, you said you're quite honest about your opinions on other flat earthers, which, is pretty refreshing. You mentioned you think that the globe earthers, which really is only a handful if you think about it. I mean, billions of people on the planet, right? How many globe earthers or anti-flat earthers can you name? Not many, right? So do you think, because most of the world believe the earth is round?
Am I the only flat earth debunker who doesn't give a crap about the algorithm?
Or a globe. Do you think that everyone is just incorrect or mostly incorrect, or there's even including scientists and, astrophysicists and everyone in NASA, or is everyone just lying and there's a cover up? There's some reason someone's or some people are trying to keep the actual shape of the earth a secret.
Now you see how I would picture it is just like, I mean, I can explain. It's just like us flat earthers. We weren't always just flat earthers. We were also brought up to believe it's a globe and things. I mean, heck, I still like my sci-fi, and I was like a huge Star Wars fan, Star Trek.
Sci-fi isn't real, man. Sci-fi isn't real. Has nothing to do with the shape of the earth.
All that. But
I mean, this piece of work can't distinguish between reality and fiction.
I just see it in a different light now. When it comes to people like you call scientists or whatever, they believe they're doing the right thing. So I wouldn't say they're lying. I would say it's a very small group of the top echelon.
Really, you wouldn't say they're lying, but you have every other time.
Which you know there's a truth, and they're the ones lying because they You don't know. They might be manipulated in a way to think this is better for humanity. You know, this could be better financially. You don't. I can't divine one's motives for being dishonest or lying anything.
Mm.
But I wouldn't say everybody's lying because that's just impossible. When it comes to explaining
But that's what you've said, Flatzoid. That's what you've said, Mouse. Everybody's lying. You've said this, you liar.
things like, for instance, space travel and things, you can understand they have compartmentalization. So if a person is
Which doesn't mean a goddamn thing. You don't understand how compartmentalization works.
getting a contract for doing the paint job or even the bolts and nuts and everything or wiring even, they're going to believe they're doing something worthwhile. I mean, why would they get a contract, get paid for it if it's not really going to where they're claiming to take it?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's why I said that not everybody's saying it's lying, but definitely
You have.
when it gets to people like the astronauts, I would say, yeah, they
See, he lies, then he lies about lying.
have to be lying.
I understand the vast majority of people on Earth, yeah, like they may be Globers, but they don't think about it ever, right?
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
It's just, I guess it wouldn't have to be the whole planet that's in on it. Because they're just most
Exactly.
people go about their day. So that's fair. Do you think you'd get along with Dan, Creaky, MC Toon if they were your neighbor?
I think get along, yeah, but agree
Yeah, because those are the only 3 flat earth debunkers in all of fucking YouTube. Those 3 guys.
with them. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's a whole different story.
Mhm.
Because like I said, I do see them as a bit dishonest with some things and being anti-flat earthers. But I mean, you can even ask Craig. Sometimes we have discussions
See, if one of those 3 fuckers had shared my goddamn channel, he might have said my fucking name in there, right?
backstage, which we cordial with each other, you know, and it's not the same as us making videos of each other, slaying each other off the whole time. Behind doors, we can still at least be proper, you know, respectful. And that's the kind of person I have. I can still be respectful with person, even though I don't agree with them. So I can still get along.
Have you ever spoken to
So being nice hadn't worked. Discord didn't work. So fuck it.
Dan or MC Toon or Creaky? I mean, you've spoken with MC Toon, I'm quite certain.
Oh
right?
yeah, MC
Debated.
Tuner. Dan doesn't really want to talk with me. He just doesn't talk to flat earthers apparently. You know what I mean, kind of thing. But Freaky Blinder, he hasn't really attempted to talk. But yeah, definitely talking to Craig, spoken to Mike a few times.
So is there anyone you haven't been able to get along with on the internet? They're just too dismissive or rude?
Just when we debate. But like I said, back doors, you know, you can still be respectful. Say, how's it going? Have a good day. You know, be okay. But when you're debating, I think that's when it gets to, you know, just obfuscation and being the slimy self person usually is. So that's about it.
You think that's dishonesty or that's passion about their position?
I think it's a mixture. You know what I mean? Because we both have a different view on things. Like they would see something away and I would see something away. And obviously when you have that passion, you see a certain way, you're going to see the other person as dishonest because you can't understand why can't they see it the way you see it. So I think
Well, the way you see it is horseshit, Flatzoid. The way you see it is dishonest.
it's human nature to kind of see
Is anti-scientific.
it as dishonesty.
So he's whining about people not taking him seriously when he denies science and proves that he's a fucking retard.
And just more or less just say, but you've been in this for long, so obviously you got to know the arguments by now. I mean, there's a lot of things that we've spoken about, even like with Craig, we've spoken about over and over, and you would think by now he would get it, but he doesn't. So in my mind, that would be dishonest.
Oh, so the asshole who doesn't know shit about science is thinks that FTFE or nobody gets it. You can fucking eat shit, motherfucker.
Honesty, because he's willfully being ignorant of it. And I'm sure he sees it the same way with me. You just understand it's
Right.
That-
But you're honest, so therefore it's possible he's also honest and it's just
No, Flightzoid isn't honest. Who the fuck is this guy? Who is this dumb motherfucker here? God damn. Why do all the big fucking channels not know goddamn shit about the flat earth and the people that they're debating? Holy shit, man. No, he's not honest, you dumb fuck. He's the biggest liar on YouTube.
Not getting through to each other, yeah. What do you think about the people who have changed their mind, or at least claim they've changed their mind? So I'm talking about Ranty,
Jesus.
STST, Raichi.
I think I've been very vocal on them, but I'll be more than happy to for your video. Ranty, I would say, is still a flat earther. I would say he
No, he's not, you fucking liar.
just actually practically, kind of sold out because he needed the money. He was always struggling financially and things.
You notice people that they call themselves truth seekers, but they crucify anybody who actually finds it. Because they're dishonest pieces of shit who can't stand it when someone leaves their cult.
So it was something that he needed.
I mean, there's like after school specials and what was the channel? The woman's channel, where they had those burning bed and shit. You see fucking movies made about this shit.
Needed. I do believe that's why he's not really in the whole thing anymore, because it might be emotionally hard for him. All the best to Ranty, by the way. I've got no issues with the guy. I just think he's still a flat earther, and that's just something he has to deal with. STSD, he knows straight. I tell him he was never a flat earther. I say straight, if you even go look at his channel, his whole spiel as being a flat earther looked very fake, very no passion, very kind of satire kind of thing.
Oh, so you gotta do this? You gotta be all passionate? Fuck you, Flatzoid. You fucking cowardly bitch. You lying sack of shit.
Like he would go outside and
Lifetime.
just take a video of the sun with his balcony and say, "See, my balcony's straight, so therefore the earth's flat." Stupid stuff like that. I think he used it as a publicity stunt to be able to say, "Okay, I was an ex-flat earther," and that's how he grew his channel. Rachel, on the other hand, I think she just goes where, I don't know, she gets the attention kind of thing. I'm not going to be able to say she wasn't a flat earther because I wouldn't know for sure. But how she is now, I would say she's a bit dishonest and troll-like. She's making stuff that's very trollish lately. But yeah, I can't say if she wasn't a flat earther or not.
What would it take for you to change your mind, or to be convinced that you maybe were wrong this whole time?
I think there's quite a few points that can actually do this. I would say circumnavigation from North and South Pole.
Yeah, it's been done several times.
But that would have to be like straight, perfect circumnavigation.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You obviously get the people that transit, but you see they've done this in 1971 or whatever. But if you look at the route, that's totally possible on a flat Earth, and they take a hard.
No, it's not. It isn't. See, dishonest fuckers like you take their route and put it on a flat Earth and say, "See, it's possible."
East. They don't really traverse straight south through the South Pole. What else? I guess people actually demonstrating you can have gas pressure without containment. I think those are the two main ones, I would say.
What a fucking liar. It's been proven to you that you can have gas pressure without containment, you fucking liar. So when are you gonna step away from flat Earth, Flatzoid?
Gas pressure without containment. How does that prove or disprove the shape of the Earth?
You see, let's put it this way: you would take this based on logic. If you agree with me that every time we need to measure gas or present gas or transport gas or have gas pressure, it has to have some kind of containment.
Right. But atmosphere doesn't, dipshit. You've been told the difference between atmospheric pressure and gas pressure, you fucking liar.
The globe, though, says you don't need this containment for the gas, which totally goes against every kind of demonstration in civilization since the beginning
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, you fucking liar.
of time. And it's explained with the second law of thermodynamics that entropy will increase if you have a separate system. If you have a system close adjacent to a separate low pressure system. So what I get now is the argument, yeah, but we have pressure gradients. But not understanding the pressure gradient comes after first having the gas pressure.
No, it doesn't. No, the pressure gradient is the atmospheric pressure. It doesn't come after a container, you fucking diluted piece of shit.
And the gas pressure first requires the containment. I'm a firm believer that we are contained, obviously, because I am also a biblical earther.
And you're fucking diluted, and the Bible doesn't say anything about gas containment, you dipshit.
I am a Christian and I do believe in the
No, you're a lying sack of shit who claims to be a Christian. That's what you are.
firmament. So that's definitely one of the holding points to me that says, okay, it has to be contained because God says so. And if we don't have it based on that,
Where did God say it has to be contained, asshole? Where? So you're speaking for God now? Where does it say, or in what book that you claim isn't the word of God, does God say that?
natural law, we can't breathe.
Container. So proving that there is no container, or proving gas pressure without a container, then.
Yeah. Because every time I get, for instance, the anti-flat earthers, they want to demonstrate gas burst out containment. They usually go and show it with containment. You know what I mean? Or they just trying to take a funny one, for instance, like Sean Hawkins. He takes a piece of paper and he starts blowing on it. And he says, there you go, that's gas burst out containment. You're like, yeah, Bernoulli's principle requires there to be containment. First of all, that
No, there doesn't. No, it doesn't. You fucking liar. You ignorant dumb fuck. Where does it say in Bernoulli's principle that it requires containment?
that's a surface area. So that's an open container. And
So there, right there, he said that a flat sheet of paper is a container, a gas container, because it has surface area.
there you go, that's gas burst out containment. You're like, yeah, Bernoulli's principle requires there to be containment. First of all, that's a surface area. So that's an open container. And you are already in the contained system, just like an airplane is already in the contained system. It's like taking
He fucking said it. He said a flat sheet of paper. A flat sheet of paper is a gas container because it has surface area. What? And this motherfucker didn't call him on it. This ignorant piece of shit here didn't call him on it.
taking a fish tank and then taking another just a container and sticking it in the fish tank and claiming there is no fish tank. You know what I mean? Like it's
No, that's not at all what we're claiming, you liar.
already in the contained
So you misrepresent everybody. You strawman everybody, and you claim to be an honest person?
system. And that's one
Oh, and another thing, check this shit out. Just to take a little break from this. Let me find it.
for I'm dishonest. That is
Yeah, listen to this shit. I'll be right back. Yeah, listen to this fucking lie.
Hi.
I gotta just say something based on that though. His whole, if I have to read that right, Chris, you're trying to say if I don't admit I was wrong because you say I'm wrong, therefore I'm dishonest. That
No, if you don't admit you're wrong because science says you're wrong, you're dishonest.
in itself is a fallacious argument.
Mm-hmm.
Now get ready for this shit.
It's illogical. Because you say I'm wrong, if I'm not going to admit I'm wrong because you say I'm wrong, it makes you dishonest. It doesn't actually mean that. People can disagree on things.
Absolutely.
Not with science. Not when it's proven to your face.
You know what I mean?
To disagree with established science that's been peer reviewed, repeated, is demonstrable, makes you dishonest.
So
and when
because
you're
doesn't
wrong,
make you-
you're wrong. You admit you're wrong. You come back.
Listen to this shit.
I mean,
This is what I want. This is what
So
I wanted
when
to
you-
show. This is what I wanted to show you.
because
When
you disagree
you're
doesn't
wrong,
make you-
you're wrong. You admit you're wrong. You come back in another video and say, "Sorry, guys, what I said about this was actually wrong. I admit it. You know what I mean? I was wrong about that. Here's what it actually is. Sorry, guys. You know what
This is an echo chamber. This is the definition of a fucking echo chamber.
I mean? You admit it if you're wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Right. He was wrong about me. And Photoshop, did he admit that? No, he didn't. I made a second video, a follow-up video showing he fucking lied. Did he admit that he was wrong? Fuck no.
I'm not scared to admit if I'm wrong, guys. Just to
Yeah, you are. You're terrified. That's why your name's Mouse.
let you know.
No.
Okay.
What a fucking liar. What a pathetic fucking liar.
Let's see.
I mean, it takes a special fucking person, man.
One thing I'm trying to get through to people, and I don't know, it's like I struggle to get that through. If you're in a contained system, you can already have the gas pressure there. Now, if
But we aren't in a contained system, asshole. We're in an atmospheric system that doesn't need a fucking box.
you're trying to claim, look, I have an gas in my hand here, but you're already in the contained system, you're defeating the object.
Prove your container, asshole. Prove your container or shut the fuck up about a container. And the necessary antecedent, which is a fucking oxymoron. It's a redundancy. You don't need necessary antecedent. The antecedent is necessary. So you don't even know fucking English. You don't know how to fucking talk right because you've learned everything from Nathan Oakley.
It's already contained.
Yeah. So that's what it would take to change your mind. All right. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'd say that's 2 main points.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So,
Doesn't call him on one fucking thing, does he?
like you said, you haven't always been a flat earther. Do you remember the first time you heard the possibility or the concept that maybe the earth is actually flat? Do you remember that? And how long ago was it?
Yeah. Well, it was easily, 7 years, 8 years now. With me, it was a bit different because I had a way of looking at things because I studied art. That's what I majored in and stuff. So
And yet you don't know shit about perspective. You claim you majored in art, but you don't know shit about perspective. That's the first thing you fucking learn in art school, man.
perspectives kind of drilled into me and stuff. And the one day we went down on holiday to the beach and stuff, and I was looking down at the ships and I was looking at stuff and I was thinking, this can all be explained just, with perspective. It's not really.
Right. It wasn't you watching Nathan Oakley videos. Wasn't you doing that or watching other flat earth videos? You just came up with it on your own. About the same time all the other flat earthers came up with it on their own. You lying shit stain.
Something, that was really bothering me. But I did hear somewhere where someone said flat earth, but I didn't really
Oh, you heard it somewhere, but you didn't pay any attention to it. No, my little brain came up with it all by myself.
watch anything about it. I said, flat earth, the normal kind of thing people take when they see flat earth. They just shrug it off or they go and watch and they laugh at it. I didn't even bother about it. I just saw that. So my back mind is like this, what's this flat earth kind of thing? So when I was on holiday and I was looking out, I was saying, yeah, but this can be explained with perspective and all that. And it's like something just clicked in my mind. It's like, maybe I should look into this. You know, something's just,
Oh, yeah. No, see, you watched flat Earth videos, and you said, "Well, yeah, someone said the Bible says it might be flat, so that's good enough for me."
off.
You
And,
lying
obviously-
maggot.
When I went home and stuff and then started looking into it more, I was trying to think, yeah, this just makes sense. You know, it's like almost like an overnight transition to me, you could say, a different way of thinking. Obviously, when I started getting into the flat earth, I had to now try and figure out ways to
Lie about it.
replace things like gravity and all that.
Lie about it.
But when I was, how can I put it, doing this, I was going in and I was seeing, okay, because gravity was so pumped into me, I need something that gives gravity. So I looked into the electric universe and the ether and all that. If you even go to my channel, you'll see the
Notice he doesn't say he tried to research science, right? He went and researched physics, learned about that. He didn't say that, right? No, he went straight onto the bullshit because he's a fundamentally dishonest person. He's a pathological liar.
the beginning was mostly I'm trying to find evidence for the ether and electric universe and all that. And I eventually came to a point where I said, hang on, I can't find any real substantial evidence that it actually exists. So I
So you believed it anyway. Couldn't find any proof, but you'll believe it anyway.
kind of left that kind of thing and I moved on to now relative density disequilibrium, which I still feel has more evidence for anything. And I really think gravity's
Because you're dumb as fuck, man. That's why you think it has credibility. Because you have no credibility. You're dumber than dog shit. This has been proven.
more based on the preponderance of RDD. Just like if you get Einsteinian general relativity, if they explain
Okay? Then explain why or answer the question, which you can't. Can't answer the question, can you? Do objects in free fall change their density? Does the density of an object change in free fall, yes or no? See, he's terrified to answer that fucking question.
the bending and warping of the space time, which causes these things to have an apparent acceleration. Although general relativity is in a mathematical construct in the fourth dimension, I think it's just really explaining
Say what? It includes the fourth dimension, but it's not in the fourth dimension, you fucking idiot.
what's happening in reality.
And this guy's just like Joe Rogan, man. He just sits there and lets the guy bullshit for fucking 30 minutes. Doesn't call him on anything.
in the third dimension, where the air around the object is displaced, so it has an unbalanced force. So it can't support it, so therefore it has to seek equilibrium, and that's what causes it to accelerate.
It's not supported. Okay.
I hope that makes sense.
I think it says something that you looked into the electric universe as a potential explanation and then basically realized, no, this probably isn't it, and gave up on that, or at least are no longer convinced of that. So that says something about your belief in flat earth. The same thing would have happened if you just found it unconvincing. You wouldn't be doing what you do.
I think
So you just repeat what he said and agree with him? Who is this dumb motherfucker?
everybody gets it in a different way.
Seriously.
I didn't start on YouTube straight away, by the way.
And how does he have 19,000 subscribers
I actually started on Facebook
with doing absolutely no research at all?
doing that until
Good God, man.
I'm not even on Facebook anymore because I actually got like a stalker kind of thing happening there. And I ended up just decided that it's weird. So I stopped using Facebook altogether and then I moved on to
People don't stalk people on social media, man. That's impossible. it's impossible to stalk anyone on social media. You fucking crybaby.
The YouTube thing doesn't stop the stalkers, though. I think you're also going to get some sometime. Don't worry. You'll get emails from
Stalker, translation, debunker,
weird people.
asker of questions he didn't want to answer.
But it's a journey. Let's put it that way.
How long have you been doing YouTube now?
Yo, 5 years about. Yeah, I've been doing. I mean, God, I think I like almost 1,000 videos and streams on now.
You must love doing the streams. You do it almost every night.
Oh yeah, I enjoy it. It's a passion, and I mean, it's something I enjoy communicating. You know what I mean? Obviously,
You're not a communicator. You refuse to communicate.
it does with the flat Earth. There's only so much you can talk about. So I do try and venture into other things like the Mandela effect and things, which I think is also very important to something these days. And I've
No, it's not. It's not important at all. It's some bullshit somebody made up because they have a bad memory. That's all the Mandela effect is. Oh, I think it was like that. So somebody must be going back in the past and changing it to fool me.
started dabbing now
Fucking
into dubbing
idiots.
my stuff in different languages. So I'm starting now to dub I want to start a Spanish, a French, and a Portuguese channel as well, because I think maybe everybody should start doing that actually to get, you know, to wider audiences. Because if you looked at even the algorithms and the analytics, 70% of viewers are outside of the US, non-English speakers. So think about the new audiences you can get just by doing something like that.
70% of your audience, or just in general on YouTube?
Worldwide, 70% of worldwide of YouTube is
Really?
outside of the US. So, and I mean, most of even my views are practically from the US, and I think yours as well. So I think for every YouTuber, that's actually a must to look at doing dubbing in different languages to get
So he wants to do videos in different languages so he can indoctrinate as many people as he possibly can. He can gaslight as many people as he can.
new audiences. My
Speaking-
goal is to maybe get a lot of
So his kids weren't enough. He has to indoctrinate everybody.
Portuguese and Brazilians, because I've heard there's a lot of Brazilian flat earthers out there.
Dumb fucks? Yes, there are a lot of Brazilian dumb fucks out there.
So if I can get some of them at their attention, I think I can get some great content.
Are you fluent in Spanish and Portuguese? You sound pretty good.
No,
No?
that was dubbing. That's AI that did that for me.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually thought you were speaking Portuguese. And
You think he's smart enough to do that, dude? He doesn't understand basic geometry, basic math. You think he's going to come up with a bunch of different languages on his own?
Spanish.
I wish. I know me gusta la fiesta. That's about it. We like to party.
Me gusta la fiesta.
And hola. No, but I speak English and Afrikaans. That's me.
You're ahead of the game there, then. That's actually a really good idea. You can get your content down in a much better than subtitles to have it dubbed like that. That's cool.
Because I think it's the future of YouTube. I think everybody's going to do it. So it's definitely time to start. And that's why I'm telling it to you as well. You should maybe think of doing it as well.
You think YouTube's still going to be around and popular in 10 years, let's say?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
look when Shorts started. You saw how mixed up it was in the beginning. They didn't really have a fine structure. Now the Shorts are perfect. And the people that started with the Shorts in the beginning didn't really have competition. So now they're booming like crazy because they were the first people getting their audience through Shorts.
Right.
Now with this new thing with YouTube, they're trying to push all the languages on. If you go to Mr. Beast's, that's why he's got so much different channels, because they're all in different languages and stuff, and he's dubbed them in those languages. They're going like crazy. I mean, I know a guy, he
So you want to have multiple sock accounts? Is that what you're saying? Aren't sock accounts bad? Isn't it bad when a person has more than one account? I mean, you berate people who do, right? Call them fake.
he's
You
German.
fucking hypocrite.
He created now a French, a German, and an English channel. He got monetized on his German channel in 12 days, just because he
Wow.
took his English and just dubbed it in German.
And you already
YouTube requires at least 30 days before you get monetized. after you reach a certain number of views and subscribers. So it takes 30 days after that, Flatzoid. You fucking liar.
Already have all the content. That's it. That's huge.
it. Yeah.
It's a
So
really
you're just
good idea.
literally transferring it.
That's a really good idea. Are you
He
just
just makes shit up, man.
doing this for fun? I know you work full time, right? You're not a full
Yeah,
time
this is
YouTuber.
this is, I work full time. This is my things I do at night when I put the children
Your grift.
to bed kind of thing. But yeah, I think I'm enjoying this. It's not something I'd look at stopping. If it does get to the future where I can say, okay, I can maybe support myself doing this, I'll definitely do it full time. I mean, I don't want to spray paint forever because it's actually very bad for a
Because you suck at it.
person. And I want to grow old and see my children grow up. You know what I mean?
I heard you.
Yeah, you want to grow old and gaslight your children so they'll be dumber than you. That's your goal. Fucking child abuser.
I heard you say that once before. Maybe you said it while you were reacting to my conversation with Dan. I was rooting for you. I would love to see you not have to do that anymore.
Yeah, I do enjoy spray painting too, but it's just very bad on the body.
In your reactions to my video with Creaky and
Yeah, not if you wear the proper respirator, dude. It's not harmful at all.
again with Dan, you use that term divine someone's thoughts or
Notice, yeah.
reasons just to defend that we're just doing our best to gauge someone's motivation similar to you just did with STST. Like it's just, we all have this little built-in lie detector. You can never be 100% sure. And
Yeah. Obviously, it's my opinion at the end of the day. I'm not
Exactly.
telling anybody to just take my opinion as fact. Everybody
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're absolutely telling people to take your opinion as fact. You fucking liar. And if this guy had done his research, he could have called him on that.
has their own opinions. I'm just saying why I say that because you can go look for it yourself. Go look at his channel. You have a way of reading people, and that's just what I read from him.
My opinion is that the huge majority of flat earthers, and I'm talking 99%,
So what's your opinion of yourself when you go? What's your opinion of yourself
are
when you sit there and try and understand simple shit with your mouth agape?
very honest and are flat earthers because they believe the earth is flat. I think that flat earthers maybe over time start to question.
And no, they don't believe the earth is flat. They have a distrust of anything having to do with authority. That's why they think the earth is flat, because NASA says it isn't, and they hate authority. That's why he's a flat earther, man. No research at all. None.
Whether they've been wrong this whole time. And that's a hard thing to come to terms with when you start to feel that way. And that doesn't just apply to flat earth, religion. There are stories about priests and pastors out there that have lost their
changed their
faith,
mind, yeah.
but it's their
Mhm.
whole life. They would lose everybody,
Yeah.
right? It's even much worse for them than you can imagine a flat earther, right? So there has to be a few that, like you said, maybe were never flat earthers and they just said, I'm going to fake it and get some attention. That has to exist.
Yeah, but I think doubt is a normal thing. It's human.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe you've at one stage thought maybe you're wrong. I
Well,
mean,
not
everybody thinks
not
that.
about flat earth, but about, I believed other things that turned out not to be true, and I have to come to terms with them.
Exactly. But I
but-
must say, there's two things I've never thought I was wrong about yet, and that's God and flat earth. It's the two things I've never been more sure
Well, you're wrong about both of those, liar. You fucking idiot.
about in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I've seen too much. Let's put it that. I've seen very weird stuff that is supernatural that cannot be
No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You fucking liar.
explained by natural sciences and things. You know what I mean? And that's what really makes me think, no, there's definitely something out there. And I have an understanding when it comes to Christianity and stuff. It's a relationship kind of thing. If you don't have a relationship in the Holy Spirit, you're not going to really understand what's going on kind of thing.
Right. My father, a devout Christian, an actual Christian, told me that you can't have a relationship with God if you lie all the time. God does not want to have a relationship with liars, with sinners.
But yeah, that's a different subject though. But
Mhm.
I know for sure that according to me, it's fact.
And your flat Earth
According to you, it's fact. Well, that makes it your opinion, asshole. Doesn't make it fact.
belief is just as strong?
Yeah, let's look at it this way. I mean, I was a Christian from a young age, actually. I mean, I think I was a young teenager when I became a Christian, and I was a glow believer. I mean, I read the Bible, everything, and I've never read it in a context of, oh, it's flat Earth, because
So then someone indoctrinated you into the flat Earth, and oh gosh, it all makes sense, right?
how the culture was brought up was, oh, you see a globe on the TV, you know, you see everything. If something happens, it's globe based. So you brought up just by reading, okay, God separated the waters from the waters, and you didn't really question anything about it. You didn't question, oh, God brought the sun on the fourth day, kind of thing. So it was just almost like you blind to it. But once I got into the flat earth and I read my Bible again, I was like, hang on.
Once you got woke and got that special woke knowledge, then you knew the truth, right? Fuck.
Makes so much more sense. You know, it just fits more into it. And that's, I think, just cemented it more for me because it's just validation, I could say.
People have said flat earthers tend to also be conspiratorially minded, right? Dan said this in our conversation. Agree or disagree?
Yes and no. Not all. I would say,
Yeah, all. Flat Earth is the biggest well, actually, religion is, but Flat Earth is about the biggest conspiracy out there, dude. Again, you lie your ass off.
that a lot of the flat earthers come in understanding things like conspiracies, you know, like 9/11 or the moon landing hoax or kind of things. But then you also get a lot of them that never really bothered with it and they got into it. And then they sort of look deeper and realize, hang on, this, you know, this something doesn't sound right. But yeah, I'd say it's a 50-50 kind of thing. It depends on I guess the person's environment they were brought up. Because I mean, you get a lot of globe believers are conspiracy theorists and they don't believe in the flat earth. So yeah, it's difficult. You know what I mean? You can't really say for one person what's going to be
What Glovers are conspiracy theorists? Which ones? Bet you can't name two
for the other.
or one.
Yeah, of course. It's not a perfect correlation. Other people would say that there's some kind of correlation there, but I don't have any data on that. So who knows? Like I said, I believed in things that turned out not to be true, and they're conspiracy type things. You ever believe in something that turned out to be a conspiracy and then you realize what you thought it was?
Star Wars.
What do you mean, Star Wars?
Just joking.
Star Wars is a fictitious movie, you dumb fuck. It's not a conspiracy theory, you fucking idiot.
I would say
God, what a dumbass. Holy shit, what a dumb motherfucker this guy is.
I wanted to join the
Yeah, you didn't do any research at all, did you? Mopped. None. Didn't call him on any of his lies, didn't call him on anything that he said bad. Sad.
rebellion, you know, kind of thing. But no, I wouldn't really say the things I was more into kind of are still just
Soundly. Okay.
classified as conspiracies. But I mean, what do you classify as conspiracy really these days? I mean, if you look, for instance, into 9/11 and things, there's a lot of evidence which points to it being a botched thing. You know, it's actually a planned thing. I'm not going to go and really go out of my way to
So I need to change the title. There we go.
to present something because it's not my passion. You know what I mean? That's what I say. It's not something I'm going to really be able to talk about. But no, I don't think there's really anything that I looked at. I mean, like I do believe there's such things as demons and stuff. Some people see that as a, you know, a type of if you look at ghost hunting, for instance, people think, okay, that might be a conspiracy, you know.
So you think demons and ghosts are real, but science and space isn't.
These people are just nutters, the conspiracy theorists looking at EKG, you know, EMP monitors and stuff and saying there's ghosts and all this. I don't believe in ghosts and anything. That's total bullshit. But I do know, based on personal experience, there's demons and things. I mean, I've had
No, there aren't. It's called guilt. That's called weakness.
literal, like I said, I've actually had interactions with the spiritual realm, you could say. So to me, that's
I mean, you didn't even say, are you sure about that?
very real, but I wouldn't classify it
I mean,
as
that would have been
conspiratorial, but
something.
to some people it would be for them because it's something
Right?
they don't understand.
Ghosts or demons, either one, I wouldn't consider that a conspiracy. I think people just
No, challenging him wasn't part of the conversation. Kowtowing to the algorithm was the conversation.
believe it or not. It's not like someone's trying
Chasing YouTube clout is the conversation.
to keep the truth from
That was the purpose of this, right?
everyone. But, you know, there are things like you said, 9/11, moon landing, of course.
Yeah, the moon landing was one of those that even when I was a Globus store as well, there was something I'm like, hang on, something's just off here.
I mean, it's same with Aiden. Aiden didn't do any research on this shit.
You know what I mean? And that's something that kind of stuck with me. But it wasn't something I took serious. It's not something like I said, oh, I'm going to debate someone or anything. It's just, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? They went to the moon or not. What does it bother me? But now it's like, yeah, I know
What a liar.
they can't go because they can't violate natural law. So
Yeah, you don't know what natural law is. Gravity's a natural law.
obviously,
You don't believe in that. See, you cherry pick what natural law you wanna believe in, and you wanna follow, but you don't know shit about it.
doesn't gel. Can I ask you a question though?
Of course.
Well, what keeps you from the flat earther?
Well, everything seems to be pretty well explained by the globe model. I've studied physics, astrobiology, astronomy, just as a hobby, but I've taken the courses in physics and done the gravitational experiments and learned the equations and derived the equations. Everything works. Everything really works. And to my mind, there's just absolutely no reason to question any of it because it all works. Right? We have the most amazing technology and satellites, and it's just too much. Like I would need a lot of evidence that would, one, have to explain the world that we observe better than the globe model in every way. The globe model seems to do it perfectly. And then if there is a cover up of any kind, that requires a lot of evidence and explanation and motive. Like I don't see any of that.
Yeah.
So like you said, you believe people are doing a job honestly, but why would anyone have them do all this? Without the motive, I can't get behind it.
Yeah, we can't really divine someone's motives, but
It's to hide God, man. That's what he thinks. He thinks his all-powerful God can be hidden by man.
definitely one of the itching points I'd say based on it is to keep God away. I mean, they want to separate God because if you look into the
See? See that?
history of
So why would you worship such an ineffectual God that he can allow himself to be hidden by mortals? Why would you worship someone like that, Flatzoid?
even how the heliocentric model was introduced, it came from the Jesuits, from the Masons. You know, people staunchly into worshiping the sun. So
No, Masons don't worship the sun, you fucking liar. Masons don't worship the sun, you fucking liar.
based on my spiritual path, I understand, okay, you get you know, you get the one side and you get the other side, good and evil. You get, you know, the yin and yang kind of thing.
Sure.
And
Yes, you're on the evil side. You're on the science denying evil side. The gaslighting your children's side.
the heliocentric model is Satan's religion, if I have to place it that way, because it's the 180 perversion of everything that God made. God,
But God didn't make anything. Man created God to explain scientific phenomenon that he couldn't explain otherwise. So he just said, well, some God must do it. The seasons, I don't know, must be God. That volcano, it must be God. The tides must be God.
God's character is he created you to be close to
He if God created you, he created you to be intelligent, you stupid shit. He created you to think for yourself. He created you and gave you the ability to think critically. But you gave up on yourself.
him, to have a relationship with him. You know, he wants to be personal with you. But everything based in heliocentric is have to push God as far away as possible. You don't have a creator. You don't have that.
Really, then why does every Christian university, Christian high school, Christian grade school, seminary, Buddhist schools, Shinto schools, Muslim schools, why do they all teach the heliocentric model, Flatzoid? Does that mean every Christian on earth except for you is evil? Satanic? See, you're saying right now that you think everyone's lying but you guys. So when you said, I don't say everyone's lying, that was a fucking lie.
Supernatural link with
And this guy, having done zero research, didn't call you on it.
God. You just by chance, just a speck of dust, you know, that just came from nothing. So to
And there's the crux of it. Same as Whitsitt. He requires the earth to be flat because he's insecure. He doesn't want to be a speck of matter in an endless universe. He needs everything to be small and close because God made it specially for him. So he can be at the center of everything. I got news for you, dipshit. If God did make the earth small and local, you're not at the center. You're off to the fucking side.
me, I would say it's a spiritual thing, and that's how I would say it is.
Wait, so you think people believing that the Earth is a globe makes them less likely to believe in God and love God compared to if the Earth was flat?
Oh
Well,
yeah,
all that.
definitely. I've seen many Christians
Again, then why does every Christian university teach the heliocentric model? Why? So you're saying that every Christian, other than you and your little cult, is Satan, are driven by Satan. That you're talking about 99.9999% of the Christians on this planet.
even fall away from their faith because of heliocentrism, because they look into the
You've talked to flat earthers who think the earth is flat because of some bullshit about the Bible saying it is.
Bible, and especially once they get like I said, they get exposed to the flat earth stuff, and they read the Bible and they see, but yeah, the Bible's saying and it's explaining a flat earth. I mean, a lot of atheist scholars even say, yeah, the Bible's a flat earth book. I mean, and they're saying, well, if I can't trust my Bible,
No. Well, atheist scholars might. But no biblical scholar has said that the Bible says the earth is flat.
then how can I know God's real? You know what I mean? And then they throw away their faith, and then they follow the heliocentric model, which is literally people following man over God. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it
No. Real Christians follow science and believe in God. That's the difference.
It's definitely a spiritual thing got to do with this, where people decide, well, if I take God or I take what man say, but I'll take man because it's scientifically validated.
Yes, God isn't. There's no proof for God. But you'd rather live in a delusion than accept reality.
You know what I mean?
But there are a lot of globe earthers that are religious. I'd say most
yeah.
of the world is that way. So, but I see what you're saying. If there's contradictions between the model and the Bible, it could lead to people like not so much believing the Bible.
Exactly. It gives them shaky ground
Oh, wow, he said something.
kind of thing. And I've also seen the antithesis of that. When people first get to the flat earth, they were atheists, then they become Christians. That it brings them closer to God. So yeah, it can go both ways.
You do get a lot of hate. I mean, from I know it's got to be tough to be a flat earther. Tell me about like
Gotta be tough to be a lying sack of shit.
your experience in real life. Do most people that know you know you're a flat earther?
Yeah, a lot of them do. They doesn't bother them. I mean, I'm still me, just normal people. That's what I say when you get the normal globies, that just doesn't bother them. They're just like, oh yeah, that's cool, you know. And they don't really want to talk about it. They don't really care. It doesn't bother them. And then you get those that are like, oh, you're just weird, and you know, they just I don't want to do anything with you, kind of thing. But most of the people I interact with, no, it's cool. I mean, I've interacted with some people that's like, oh, really? Yeah, me too. I'm also a flat earther, and I don't know, kind of thing. You know, that's. But I think when it comes on the internet, it's a whole different ball
See, the thing is he only interacts with people in his echo chamber. He blocks everyone who disagrees with him or proves him wrong
game than talking to a
because he's a fucking coward.
person and, you know, just face to face. Because I don't know, people on the internet can sort of have a online persona. They don't have to be their self 100%. You know what I mean? I think you also know it's different talking to someone face to face. You can be yourself, whereas when you're like talking on the internet, you can sort of hide behind the screen kind of thing.
Yeah, a lot of people wouldn't be so rude to each other if they were face to face, I suppose. And
Oh yeah.
would probably get along just fine in many cases.
But I mean, even
You think? You think so? You don't think I'd tell him right to his fucking face how much of a piece of shit he is?
with me, when I usually talk face to face, I am kind of calm like we're talking now, kind of thing.
Right, you lie. You lie your ass off when you talk face to face, and you deny every bit of evidence presented to you. And you replace that evidence with horse shit about science you don't understand.
Because I understand.
And perspective that you don't understand. And geometry, which you don't understand.
It's a different type of environment you're talking. I mean, if I'm
And you promise to bring evidence that you never bring. And then you say shit like that. You say shit like a flat sheet of paper is a gas container because that has surface area.
I can get comfortable on the internet and just, you know, slag people off and stuff, but that's like you dish it out, I can dish it back kind of thing. You know, you get used to it on the internet. Like,
No, you can't. You block people because they hurt your feelings. You don't dish anything out.
it's the culture, you know. But when you're like talking face to face, you kind of show more respect. You know, it's like, yeah, I respect what you're saying, kind of thing. This is my argument, and then if you leave it by that, you leave it like that. But when you're on the internet, you can still go on and say, you know, this guy's just ignoring me, he's being dishonest, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I think the internet culture is different to talking to people just face to face, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I get along with everyone in real life. Like, no, never have any kind of conversation. People, you know, but oh my goodness, in the comments, man, people, I try just because I made a video about the Illuminati. People absolutely say the worst things sometimes.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I've got people telling me I'm a child abuser, and telling me I'm beating my wife. You know,
What the
I
hell?
get people.
No, I don't think anybody said you beat your wife. You gaslight your children and try and convince them that everything they've learned is insane. That's child abuse, Flatzoid. You didn't know you were talking to a child abuser, did you? Yes, you are.
Well, literally, yeah. I mean, it's like if you don't believe, just because we have different views doesn't give you the right to. But that's what I say. That's when it comes different to the internet culture, because they can sort of hide behind their keyboard and they can just type it out, kind of thing. But I can guarantee you, 99% of the time, those same people won't stand face to face with you and say that.
I will, guaranteed. I speak truth to power. I speak truth to everyone. It's one of my faults.
I've never heard it in real life.
Exactly. That's
You
what I'm saying.
probably haven't
People
either,
aren't. They can have their own kind of internet persona, kind of thing, and they're just different.
Nathan has a reputation for debating aggressively or abrasively, but he also reacted to
Nathan Oakley doesn't debate, dude. You call that debate? You think Nathan Oakley debates? No, he doesn't.
my video with Dan and was rather kind to me, at least throughout the video. And then after the video, leave me some comments, and we actually went back and forth. And then if you watch him, he's a completely different person when he's not debating in some of his streams and things like that. So I think Nathan is just one of the most passionate when it
he's
comes
very
to debate.
passionate.
And then
No, he's a lying sack of shit, dude. It's not passion, it's damage control. He's been debunked so many times, and he's a fucking coward. He's afraid to come out of his echo chamber and debate anyone legitimately.
it just comes out in the debate. I feel like I could get along with Nathan great in real life. Like, I think most people would.
But that's what I'm saying. Everybody has their weird persona when you're like debating and things
Yeah.
compared to backstage. Then people have they're more civilized. Let's put it that way. I mean, I've seen it from even Sean Hawkins, believe it or not, I've seen him be more civilized backstage before we have a debate or something. Yeah, it's like some switch clicks when people start debating. I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting conversation if we all had to get together or around some table conference and just have a discussion, like we're having now. I think it'd be
I mean, like Jose's channel? Were you ever on there? Did you ever come, Flatzoid? Don't remember you on there.
interesting conversation. It'd be different.
If it ever happened in person, that would be amazing. Yeah.
I'd be up for it.
Have you ever been to the States?
No, never been out of Africa though. I would love to go and travel. It's just very difficult with the children and wife and obligations and stuff. So
Yeah.
hopefully when I'm big.
I hope it happens for you, man. I hope it happens for you. And if you ever do come to New York,
Oh, yeah.
hopefully you'll email me and say you're coming in
Oh
town.
yeah. But yeah, I think that was great. Thank you for making the time for me. But we should do this again, actually. I wish your channel all the luck.
Likewise.
Obviously, we don't agree with everything as well, but definitely respect you, man.
Yeah, likewise. We'll speak again down the road. Like that.